Hello, everyone. All right. Took me a little bit longer to get my coffee ready, but gotta have some coffee. Kind of important. All right. Celebratory 300 subscriber stream. Thank you all for subscribing. I gotta make sure that we're not actually going overboard with the mic. At some point, I'll have a better setup and know how to figure out how to stream. All right. Anyways, still can't believe 300 people. So, and at the same time, full release of Timberborn. I'm very excited about that. For whatever reason, my mic seems to be going a little bit crazy every now and then. So, sorry about that. Let me try to figure this out. Maybe like this. How about that? Okay, might be a little bit. Nope. Not entirely sure what the mic is doing. Anyways, we're playing the Ironteeth on the Terrace map. As requested, this is one of the challenges there where we're just gonna be playing on the center of this plateau. So let me stop the animation that's going around. So the idea is that we're only allowed to build up here with two exceptions. One, we can place levees on the outside because that will be quite important. For example, when we're starting to tackle bad water, and as well as you guys can see, there is no metal on the plateau itself. So we'll need to figure out where we're gonna get the metal from. All right, we're also playing on hard difficulty because, why not having a challenge? This might also be then a very brief challenge, but we'll see how it goes. All right, turn the HUD back on, and then we're just gonna have a quick look. So because we're focusing on, actually, let me just zoom out. It is a massive map. If I go on this corner, we're gonna be building on the tiniest area up here. And thanks Canadian Syrup Mapper for suggesting that challenge. I think it will be quite fun. Haven't played this map in quite a while, probably since update 6 the last time or something like that. Yeah, don't quite remember. Anyways, so like I said, just building on this very first plateau, which gives us the biggest challenge of getting enough logs in relatively quickly. Other than that, later on we'll definitely run out of space, and we might have a little bit of trouble getting power supply up there properly, but one step at a time. So I'm gonna start like I usually do with a little bit of road mapping. So because this is our forestry area, for now I'm just gonna place a road down up here, connect this up to our village center. We do also have a natural staircase up here, so we're gonna add a path right there. And then obviously we need to move towards our berries. Now, berries extend all the way to here basically, and then all the way up here as well. So let's just connect this up. I think that is a kind of okay initial road layout. Now when we start planning what we're gonna do, obviously our lumberjacks need to go up here. In terms of later on food supply, so we're spending a little bit of time just planning this out, and if you guys have any suggestions, just leave it in the chat. I'm trying to read while I play at the same time. All right. I think this area, well, first of all, we need to figure out where we're going to store water. And considering this area here is too high, 2 blocks high, whereas this is only 1 block high, what we can actually do is block this off, actually maybe just right where this road ends. So if I were to plan kind of a future levee system, maybe like this, like on the outer skirt here. And that should give us a decent amount of water storage up here that we can relatively quickly also build up. Now, our water sources, we have 2 water sources here. Obviously, while on hard difficulty, I'm expecting them to give out bad water after cycle 3. So we need to make sure that we're also blocking this off and just running it off the plateau relatively quickly. Okay, so if that area here becomes kind of our water storage, then I'm thinking this area right here will become our tree farm, which means I don't want to put any water pumps up here, but probably just gonna add them to this corner right there. We do have a ton of berries, so probably gonna remove them at some point pretty quickly. And then also need to plan a little bit ahead in terms of the gears. And I think right here seems like a good spot for a water wheel. And that means we're gonna add a little pathway over in this direction. So I remove this one. We can relatively easily put a water pumper right here. And then this should be the perfect size actually. Let me double check. Yep, perfect size for a lumber mill, once we're gonna actually place that. All right, and that leaves this corner right here for a potential farm. Okay, so much for the initial planning, and instead of me just keep going off, I'm gonna start placing a couple of buildings. So we're gonna start out placing 2 lumberjacks right here. We can put one in the corner right there, and I'll place another one here. We're also gonna set, like usual, the number of workers to 4, number of hours in the day to 18, and I think with that, we're just gonna get started. I'm trying not to pause too much. Still not entirely sure if I should leave that restriction on, but yeah, we'll see. All right, there's the option. And for a map like this, that can actually be quite beneficial, where you just chop down every other tree and let the trees regrow. But considering all of this area will become our water storage, I think we're just gonna leave it as it is for now. All right. So lumberjacks are in. Next thing we're gonna place down is our deep water pump. Perfect fit right there. That also leaves us a little bit more space later on to add other water pumps up this way. But, you know, future worries. Absolutely future worries. And we're going to place our berry giver in this corner right there. Okay, so next step. What do we need? We need a science hut relatively quickly, because we need a forester very quickly in order to replenish our log supply. So I'm just gonna go ahead and already place down 2 science huts. One here, actually let's just place them right next to each other, because why not? I'm actually just gonna pause one for now. Right, water is in, berries are in, lumberjacks are in, and then the science is coming in as well. It is already in. Perfect. Setting our builders on lowest priority, because I want them to, well, I think they're the least important for now, as we will be struggling with getting our material together. And then I'm already going to set this up to be built as well, as it will allow us to block off the water. However, I'm going to set this on a lower priority and add in the compact water wheel right away over here, as well as our lumber mill, because for the forester we need 7 planks. So that is something we'll definitely kind of need to figure out pretty quickly. All right, and it is nighttime. Of course it is. So, as per usual with these streams, I have coffee, I have cookies, I have a colony sim, so we're good to go. It's your Saturday, Canadian syrup mapper. Right, so they are building this. We currently, this one water pump, as per usual, will be enough to supply our beavers with enough water. Later on, we'll need to put in a few water tanks to actually make this happen, but, you know, future worries. All right, for the forester, we do need 30 science, and we're actually getting there relatively quickly. I will place that one maybe actually here. Yeah, why not? I think this will be a good spot for them. All right, water wheel is in. First drought is approaching too. I do want to make sure though that we are getting the 7 planks. We should have enough for the 7 planks plus the damn pieces. Trying not to panic. Alright, this is full. No, actually, let's leave both of them in. Because once we have the 7 planks, we're going to pause this one. Although we could already go into 13 planks right away, because we will need a staircase getting down here in order to block this off for this area to become our water tank or water storage. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All right, that's working okay. We still have 2.3 days left, a little bit more logs. We're definitely all right. We also do have the science now to place down our forester, so I'm gonna do that right away. And then I'm gonna let this guy keep researching so we can actually also unlock the staircases and make sure this blockage will happen as well. All right, besides that, everything is going okay. Yeah, seems like we're off to a pretty good start. What I should have done, actually, quite a while ago, is place down a farmhouse. Because this will be our food supply, long-term food supply. We're still okay in terms of berries, but that won't last forever. And especially once the crops are growing, we can actually free up those beavers again, and they can do other things in the meantime. Right, trying to hit all the green spots. I think I did, and that should be fine. Again, nighttime again. Oh, forgot to place down the trees. We're gonna start with mostly pine trees because they will grow the quickest. And I think overall it'll be a good start before we move on to the oak trees that we always do. Oak trees are a better bang for your buck, ultimately. But yeah. Also gonna already start clearing out some of the berry bushes here. So that seems a little bit insane, to be honest, because we're relatively low on food, and it will be a while before our farmhouse produces anything. But I do want to make sure that we can put more of the pine trees down. Also, I'm not fully gonna wait, but let's place it like this. Just make sure there are more pine trees to be planted. All right, first batch is coming in as well. Gonna add a few more, actually just one more row back here, and then we're gonna go to oaks all the way in the back, making sure we are prioritizing the pines. All right, next thing that we need is actual log storage. because they should keep working. There we go. Should have actually paused the lumber mill. We do have 13 planks left now. That is almost enough. Not quite enough for a double floodgate and a staircase. And we'll need both in order to properly seal this area off. All right. In the meantime, let's already start with our natural water storage. We can't actually. We need the science. All right, let me unpause this science hut. You guys are done, so you will be paused. And then I'm already going to add another science hut just so we can get to the materials a little bit quicker. They've also started clearing out the area back here, and we're immediately filling it up with more pine trees. Again, mostly so we can kind of get this appropriately going and hopefully not run out of logs within like the first 2 seasons. No guarantees though. Has anybody played this challenge? Right, you have nothing to do. You can't reach the bag, I guess that makes sense, so I will actually temporarily pause you. 80 science available. So let's actually go ahead now. We're gonna wait until we have the 120 science to unlock the levies and stock up a good amount in terms of logs in the meantime, because then we can hopefully very quickly build up the levy system for our initial water tank. Natural water tank, I guess. All right. We could also go ahead and plan a small water tank storage over here. Might not be the worst idea. You know what? Let's do it. I don't think we definitely need it. Not immediately, but it will make sure that these "we're thirsty" icons won't continuously creep up. In terms of well-being, we're definitely gonna bounce up and down. And it will be a while before we're actually building shelter, because shelters with the Ironteeth are insanely expensive. It's 40 logs for only 10 people to sleep, or 70 plus 400 science to do the other. So yeah. All right, but we can unlock the levies. So let's go right to it. And then I'm gonna remove this path over here and place down the levies on this side as well. Food is ready. So we're also gonna start harvesting that. That should increase our happiness a little bit and free up some of the berries for baby beavers. And that is the next big thing. We're placing 2 of the breeding pods down so we can get more beavers on the go. And I will actually high prioritize these because those should be done before the levies actually get sorted. All right. Other than that, I think we're overall doing okay. Now I'm gonna put 2 of the science huts on the lowest priority already. Go, 1 is in, second one is coming in as well, and the first route is over. So I don't think we will actually manage to get this fully built before the next drought will arrive. Which means the next drought, we still need to survive with all the water in here. I think it should be okay, but we'll kind of see. There's a little bit of flooding going on, not to worry, that should disappear. And it did indeed, so good start. Not bad, overall, I want to say still doing okay. Okay. I'm gonna set these now on normal priority. We're almost there with the science for the staircase. And when the next day is there, we're gonna place it down so we can actually manage to build more down here. Now in the beginning, we'll need to wait a little bit, not wait a little bit, but kind of do a little bit more of manual water control before we unlock the new fill valve. For that, we also need some metal, and for metal, we'll need to, we will actually try to make our way over to these ruins. I think long term, we're gonna try to get to this underground mine, but to begin with, that seemed like the easiest path to take. Hi, Event Horizon. Yes, I did just start the settlement. It's a challenge that was proposed as a celebratory thing for the stream, where we're only gonna be building up on this platform, or terrace, I guess. And only exceptions are metal production and dam pieces, because we need a better or more reliable way to get to bad water, and I'm thinking power as well. Hello back to Norway. Friday's here. Yeah, it's not Friday, Saturday, I think. Yeah, it's but definitely let your emails lay where they are. Important to take the breaks. Right, I'm gonna set the priority for the staircase up one higher. I'm gonna briefly turn this back on with only one of them, because we do need one more plank in order to build the double sluice gate, or the double floodgate, or Saturday, yeah. All right, here we go. Okay, we do have all the planks that we need. Food is still coming in. We're doing okay in terms of water. Science is doing all right too. And these are finally producing baby beavers. So I think we're in a good situation overall. However, we're also out of grown trees. And the next new tree that is coming in is probably 55%. 6 more days-ish. Maybe just 5. All right. Okay, you guys can't actually reach these berries back here, so let's go ahead and put a temporary path back in here. Then clean up a few more berries. I'll actually remove all of these tree bushes and those as well. Because with this challenge, like I mentioned before, we need to absolutely make sure that we have enough space to place as many of the pine trees as possible, so we don't fully run out of logs. Like we're technically doing right now. Nah, these are still growing up. Right, what we don't need though is as many lumberjacks. So I'll pause you. And now that they've cleared out the berry bushes over here, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the road. Because again, like before, it will allow us to place a few more of the pine trees. All right, we are coming along. Slowly, but you know, making progress. All right. It's been so long since I've played this map. That might have even been the very first map I've ever played in the game. I overall like the idea. I mean, not entirely sure how the beavers actually made it all the way up there. I guess they took their airplanes and dropped in here. I don't know. Just speculating at this point. Okay, this guy can't actually reach the area back here. So I think in the long term, we'll move this inventor hut somewhere else in order to put probably another forester right next to it. Because once there's water in here, this area back here will be green as well. And that I think can very easily become our first proper oak tree farm. Or we actually place 2 here and then another forester on this side. We'll see. We'll see. All right, 3 buildings are unstaffed. Okay, I guess that makes sense. That you on a slightly lower priority, not that you can do anything up here, kind of just waiting for the trees to grow. In terms of water height, I always like to use the water pump as a rough water gauge. Should have a few more days left of this. The drought resistancy of the kohlrabi is 2 days. So as long as we make 1 full day without this drying out, our kohlrabi should also be fine. Which, you know, overall pretty good. You can actually reach this tree as well, and that means I can put another levee in here. Because one thing that I've noticed, and I don't know if it's always been like this, as soon as you place a building down now, they can't actually find the path through it anymore. So you need to leave that gap open for it to actually do anything. I swear it didn't used to be that way. All right. Besides that, I think still doing overall okay. Now, our forester, I think, is also currently out of stuff to do, and I don't like that idea. So we're gonna go ahead and utilize the open spaces here to place down a few more pine trees. Once they are grown, we'll definitely remove them. And I need to make sure that all of these are actually set to be cut down. Let's have another look how this is coming along. It's a little bit too slow for my taste. But I do think before the end of the next drought, we should be able to finish up this dam, as well as unlock the double floodgate. Well, maybe. Yeah, I think overall we're doing fine. How's everyone's weekend going? Good. Those trees are coming in now, and that means all of them should now sprout in one after another. Which should be enough of the planks to actually, like I said, finish all of this. I do wonder. I mean, we could remove one person from the farmhouse to make a little bit more worker space. I could also pause you for a little bit. Why not? Just need to make sure when our berries go down, I put someone back in here. And they already went down. That didn't last long. Alright, drought is over. We've easy gone through this. At some point I do need to come up with better names for the beavers. I tried to give them names that are a bit more, well, Hank might not be the best example, but Ironteeth lore appropriate. What's this little guy called? Miles. The best thing about this is I can actually now pronounce their names. Right. I will also unpause more of the lumberjacks. And now, yeah, it doesn't really help us in terms of irrigation otherwise. I guess we could have placed some more here. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Not entirely sure if we're gonna wait for this last pine tree to grow in or not, but you know, we'll kind of see. Trying to figure out where I could pull some more workers. I guess I can pause you temporarily, because your main job is to get those 3 trees, so we're not wasting the resources. And then I'm going to put one of the inventor huts back on normal priority. I do want to reach the 250 science for the medium-sized gate. In the hope, you know, that it will all work out. All right. But otherwise, I think we're doing all right. We have a chip tooth, which tells me I really need to place down one of the well-being pieces, the tooth grindstone. I forgot what the penalty for a chipped tooth is. Is it just that they cut down trees a little bit slower? I mean, it sounds very painful. Look, this guy's even sleeping right next to it. Red. Hello. Right, this is in, so now he can fix his tooth. Still crazy to me that they're just grinding it down. Ah. That's kind of a nice mechanic. Alright, the double floodgate. We're not gonna place it right into this gap. And no, it's not just rage bait. We're placing it in front of it, so we can actually still put a double platform behind it and then keep building this up. That allows us to increase the height of our reservoir without actually having to, well, destroy or weirdly build around our floodgate. Something that I've started well, quite a while ago, and it's proven itself quite useful. All right. Bit of a slow start. I mean, I could temporarily even pause this guy, get stuff going a little bit faster. Or actually just have you on normal priority. We'll do that actually. They can keep piling up the logs, and once all the logs are gone, not once all the logs are gone, once we are at 250 science that we need for the floodgate, we can pause all of the, well, or lower priority, all of the inventor huts. And we're almost there. Oh, no. Have him push a little bit, and then they can go to sleep. Right, that gives me also enough time to set the priority for all the inventors onto the lowest. And also unpause another lumberjack in the hope that we'll get to the trees a little bit faster. Let's actually unpause 2 of them. Perfect. Let's go ahead There will be a little bit of flooding overall, but it shouldn't be too bad. Still leaving this open for this guy to at some point maybe get there. Ah, we're almost there. How are the grant applications going? Or is it a weekend and I shouldn't ask? All right, that floodgate is almost in. 2 more logs. And that tree is almost grown up. Which means overall we are in a pretty good situation, I would say. Come on, tree, 1%. There we go. Once this is cut down, we'll actually remove the lumberjack flag here. There we go. Destroy that and put in the levee right here, which now shouldn't take too long. We have all the material actually, so they should be very quick in building this up. Very good, it's in. That means we can raise the height to 175, and that should completely solve our problem for this drought that is incoming. However, we're not out of the thick of it yet. We do need to prep for the bad water onslaught, whatever you want to call it. Right. I do wonder if we need a double opening here for the bad water to come out. Yeah, let's give it a little bit of extra space. And also gonna make sure they're high prioritizing these, because once those are in, we can put the last one in here, and that should be our direct faucet, so to speak, to redirect the bad water away from our colony while keeping our water supply intact. And yeah, there will be a little bit of flooding occasionally. I hope it's just occasionally. Yeah, it'll balance out very quickly. All right, we also need to actually unpause the lumber mill for a little bit. Let's actually stick 2 of them in there, because we will put another double floodgate on this side that will basically do all that we need it to do for redirecting the bad water away from us. All right, put down the last levee over here. They should be able to reach everything, well, as soon as I put down a path so they get a little bit closer. Here we go. And then definitely during this next drought, we should be kind of ready to set this up. All right, and that gives us a little bit of time to breathe. But I think we're kind of ahead of where we need to be overall. However, we should also already start planning on increasing the height of our water storage here. So let's also do that. But I will set them on the lowest priority for now. Layer here, and then might just expand it this way. All right. Then we need to do the same thing over this way. And I will keep these levees in here as they will allow us to as they will allow us to actually traverse over all of this when the time comes. However, for now, I'm just gonna place them down like this. Yeah, that'll be fine. All right, and then, like I said, everything here of these set to the lowest priority. Not these 2. Making sure those things now get built. We do have enough planks again, so I can pause the lumber mill. And like I said, I think we're doing overall pretty okay. Need to figure out a way also to get up on top of these. To walk through there. I think we're gonna put a staircase on this side so we can keep building it up. So let me plan for this as well. Got a dam piece. Yeah, I think that's fine. Right. That batch of the trees are basically done. The next one will take a little while before growing up. Still a quarter of the time left, which means another 3 days. But I think overall should be alright in terms of log supply. We also have all the planks that we need for this, so definitely doing okay. Alright, 7.2 day drought. That's not too bad. Can definitely live with that. We also can now expand our tree planting area back here a little bit. So we're absolutely gonna do that. And none of you guys can actually reach all the trees back here. So I'll put one more, actually why don't we? Yeah, put one lumberjack over here and remove this guy. I'll make sure, okay, everything is set to be cut down. So that's not too bad. All right. Yeah, we're definitely okay for this drought, and yes, I do play on hard difficulty. Surprised the droughts are so short, but oh well. Not the worst thing, I guess. Right. What else do we need to do? I think it would be kind of nice to make sure that the power supply in here is a little bit stronger. So in order to do that, we're actually also going to plan to put in 2 more levees over this way. And that should definitely help speed up that compact water wheel. Leave another gap here to place down another one of these, and that should be our initial power supply that gets us everything that we really need. At least I'm hoping. All right. What are you guys building now? Nothing really, I guess. Maybe beavers are still growing up. Do we actually know how long it takes? Hey, don't run away. Oh yeah. Yeah, it still has a way to go before you're fully grown up. I will also actually start clearing out this part here. I want to have a bit more of a dedicated berry space. And maybe, how many is this? 4 by 5, 6, 7, 8, 32 berries. 36 berries. I think that'll be a good amount overall. So let me go ahead and I can already put these down. 36 berries, there we go. And then we can actually also remove these bushes here later on. Your favorite game to procrastinate to? It is a good one for that. It is so easy to lose yourself in it, isn't it? All right. So they're already building up here, which is overall pretty good. Also realized if I would have placed this one over to the side, this guy would have had an easier time to actually get up here. So let me do a little bit of reshuffling of things. I'm going to remove that science hut, place that one over here. I'm actually going to remove the teeth grindstone as well. Yep. And we're gonna place you over in this corner, out of the way. And then we can add another forester over this way, which captures all of this, and we really should be planting more oak trees down there. All right, so let's do that. Yeah, overshooting a little bit for the oak trees, but that is also okay. And we're just gonna fill in this gap as well for now. They can slowly keep growing up. At the moment, our log supply is still constant. Constant-ish, I guess. Let's clear out this piece here whenever they have the time. So we can put another lumberjack there, and then they can do that as well. All right, once the next drought, or this drought is over, that does remind me, I need to keep an eye on the water level back here. It's a little bit low, so let's top it up. So water is coming out ever so slowly, and looks like a ridiculous amount, but it's not. So I don't want to lose the water for it to tip over here. That worked out. Good. All right, you're just full. I guess that's good for you. We'll actually go ahead and mark all of these berry bushes to be cut down as well again. And maybe we'll go all the way. I guess we could just go all the way to there. So let's see, if we wanted to put in more log pumpers over here. So one good place to put it is basically one level further back here. You know what? Let's go ahead and clear this out as well. So we need a path. Actually, a path here would probably make... okay, this is enough space for a log bumper. Then clear out these two. And then this would need to be the path. Okay. That was more complicated than it should have been. Let's quickly go ahead and just clear this out so we have a better overview of stuff. All right. So I'm gonna just mark this so the berry bushes don't grow into this, but this can be one log bumper. And then if we actually, put a platform here, we could put a path this way instead and put a log bumper here. All right. Either way, more log bumpers. And more pine trees. I never have enough pine trees. All right, 2 more days in this drought, but yeah, we're absolutely okay. And our bad water defense up here is also doing really well. Second level of our dam is coming in too. That does remind me, let's have a look at how expensive the double platforms are. 150 science. Are we even making science? Yeah, you are normal priority. That is good. You guys are low priority. I think that's okay as well. I could actually set you on normal priority. One of you at least. Because right now we're not getting enough logs. I'm gonna run some errands, but wanted to drop by and say I love you, Timberborn vets. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. And good luck with your errands and hope you're having a great weekend. I'll be here for a couple more hours, I think. So if you want to drop by later again, be my guest. But thanks for tuning in. Okay. Next sort of wave of trees are growing up now, so that's pretty good. We also have the space now here to put down one more lumberjack right there. I might actually keep both of you here and pause one of you guys. So net-wise, we didn't actually gain any lumberjacks, but yeah. Wait, why did you guys die out? Bit low in terms of water. See that? It's about to disappear. All right. And drought has ended. I will raise this back up to 175. I think this is a good enough height to not permanently flood everything. And then when we can, we're also turning this guy back on. We need a few more planks. Be good to get another temporary forester in. Just kind of as a one-off to get all of these planted. Could also actually put in a path. Bit of flooding going on. Yeah, temporary. Not a problem. Right, we have 2 guys in here now. 0 workers in there. So what we're gonna do actually is just leave it at 1. And I'm gonna place down a few industrial piles to store some of the planks. So we can just stock up a little bit whenever we have too many. All right, they've also built all of this up. We do also actually need the single platforms, and I will actually place them down already. And they only cost 6 planks. So maybe it would be worthwhile covering these corners with the single planks to allow the path all around here. Kind of save us a little bit of logs. The double platform is cheaper, double the height, right? But only a third more of the price. Very similar to the triple platform. So much cheaper, so much more economical, but overall not too bad. All right, let's put in the paths around there. Hello from the UK. Recently found your videos and have been enjoying them very much. Glad to catch a live stream. Hello. I'm just gonna call you Popcorn. Thanks for making the time to join. And I'm so glad you're liking my videos. I've been having good fun just making them. I'm still learning all of the well, don't know if I can say I'm still learning YouTube. It's been now, what, a year and a half almost of me doing stuff. But regardless, you can still learn after a year and a half of working, right? All right. We're almost at 150 science left. So we can actually almost unlock the double platform, and I will do this whenever we can, because this right here, again, putting down the double platform and then the levee on top will allow us to store a good amount more water while not being as expensive as the single platforms right here. All right, and we are at 150 science, so lowest priority on you guys. Unlock the double platform and put the levee on top. Make sure we're connecting up the path as well. Now, I don't think we're going to actually finish that before the next cycle. And the next cycle should be the bad water cycle. So, yeah, we'll see if that's going to work out. All right. No planks to store. I guess that's okay. I could also add one more person in here. One more beaver in here, and I will temporarily do that as well. And one thing that we should probably do is make our beavers a little bit happier. Because it is time for us to get to the 7 happiness, if we can. Because once we reach 7 happiness, that's kind of the next level in here, from what I remember. Actually, happiness 5. Level 2. Ah, there we go. At level 7. They will actually live longer. And the longer they live, the less baby beavers we immediately need, and the more work they can do. Such a nice boss. Okay. Tree-wise, we're still doing okay. I mean, we have 58 logs in there. The oak trees are being planted as well, so that's pretty nice. How much do we actually need in order to finish all of this? Okay, so they have put in the platforms here. One of the reasons why I wanted them to do that is, well, so we can cross here. And later on, if I'm ever going to build anything around there, I don't want them to walk through our bad water discharge area. Because, yeah, if they don't get contaminated, I'm pretty happy. I think it is time for my first cookie. Because I think I definitely achieved something here. Oh, I completely forgot to look. The levees are in here. And now this compact water wheel does make 75 power, which is good, because that's kind of what we need for our industrial mill to work at about 100% efficiency. All right. I do want to raise this ideally to a height of 2, just before the bad tide hits, just in case it's a ridiculously long one. You never know. What I should actually also be doing is set these back on a normal priority. But now you guys are almost done with the campfire, so please finish it. There we go. Also gonna set you on the lowest priority. I'd rather have a few more builders at the moment. We do have 26 planks available. And we need, oh boy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 60. At least a double platform is in. But with the 26, we're obviously nowhere near where we need to be. Right. 0.4 days left. They will very soon actually not have anything to do because there's no power. And then I can still move them over. Trying to wait almost to the last second before I'm raising this, in the hope that nothing gets flooded. I don't know if that'll be the case, but you know. It didn't do it. I thought I had clicked it. I do need to buy a new mouse. At the moment, sometimes it just doesn't react. All right. There's also something to be said about planning our way over to the scrap metal at the lowest priority. And I think we're actually going to use levees in this case, because the droughts are getting longer, which means it will be harder to get to the planks. And that actually worked out perfectly. And in this challenge, that's one of the few things that we're actually allowed to kind of place down outside that primary plateau. So, you know, finally expanding. When I last played this, or first played this, don't quite know which one I should say. I immediately went down here. Like in this area. Because again, more trees to chop down, very nice area for a water tank. And I guess technically we're allowed to utilize that area down here in this challenge. I think so, at least. But if we can stick up here, I guess why not? Right. Most of our oak trees are in now as well. And both of our foresters are still busy. So I think we're kind of okay. I'm gonna also remove the dead kohlrabi back here now. At some point I should probably turn off the day-night cycle. It's really hard to see during the night, especially while it's daytime for me. Oh. Need to pause the lumber mill. But I think overall, we're doing pretty okay. And yes, you'll hear me say that quite often. It's just, you know, self-affirmation that what I'm doing makes sense. But yeah, joke will be on me when everything goes down the drain. All right, 3 open positions. They are all our science huts. Let's actually have a look. Yeah, you can reach back here. And you can reach these. However, I will definitely pause one of you guys very soon. These oak trees can just grow. Once they are grown, we might consider turning all of the pines into proper oaks. But yeah, that's much, much further down the line. All right. We might also be now in an okay situation where we can consider... Wait, why didn't the bat tide hit? Right. Guess I got really lucky. All right, I could actually just pause you. Set you to prioritize the pines as well. So whenever you have a chance, you can do other stuff. But in the meantime, we'll leave it at that. The second level of our water reservoir is coming in though. So I'm quite excited about that. We have obviously not made any progress down here, but that's also okay. Still a good amount of planks left, not enough to finish all of this around here. One thing that I've actually been thinking about, so once you have these single layer levees, I think when you destroy them, you end up with 5 planks. So instead of building another single levee on top, if you destroy 2 of them, you end up with 10 planks, which would allow you... Sorry, quick pause. Need to water the plants. How low are you? Okay, there we go. Yeah, by destroying 2 of them, you can actually put in a double platform for just the 3 additional planks instead of the typical... I don't know if I make sense. So let me try this again. if you build this for 6 and destroy it for 5, you basically spend 1 plank on this. And if you then build a double platform in its place, you spend a total of 9 planks. However, if you place 2 of these single platforms, you pay 12 planks. I hope that makes a bit more sense. So it does actually make sense to delete those and then build the double platforms on top. Like instead, not on top. But yeah, anyways. Besides that, yeah, it would be nice to actually give our beavers a bit more happiness. The biggest drain right now is the shelter with -3. Because once that is in, that's I forgot if it gives you a plus, doesn't it? It's not just 0. So +1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, actually with shelters alone, and well, I guess we do have the campfire, we should be able to increase the happiness of our beavers to where they actually live longer. And we might actually prioritize this over finishing that 2nd level of the dam. We're immediately placing 2 with slightly higher priority. So again, the happiness just increases and we get the plus 20%, I think it was, lifespan. Which will also again help our colony grow without like exploding. Right, 2.3 more days. We do definitely have enough water back here. Oh yeah. Doing good. Doing good. Also looking nice, the little settlement. Okay, first barrack is in. Happiness has already climbed. Happy to see that. Hasn't hit them yet though. Maybe it's because they only get 6 hours to sleep and need to work for 18 hours. And I guess at the end of the day, they're also just hanging out and doing stuff. All right, how's it looking? Just another 10 logs. Log supply seems to be constant though. So I kind of like to see that. How are these coming along? Not quite at 50%, so probably 2 more cycles before they're growing up. Again, not too bad. Okay, happiness has increased, I heard it. Level 4. Okay, a little bit more happiness, and then this should again give a +1. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know how I counted earlier. 6 makes a ton more sense. So I think we're also gonna go ahead and put in a little bit more, well, some decorations. Everybody needs some decorations. So let me prioritize them removing those 2. Then we're gonna put the bit of decoration down here, specifically a shrub. So they will need to walk past it every time they're gonna have a sip, which, you know, good enough. And I kind of would like to unlock maybe the lantern. Yes, we do have the science. Let's do it. And just a little bit of decoration to help them out. Oh wow, actually doing pretty well at building this up. I wonder if be able to fill all of this up before the bad tide hits. Oh, maybe. There we go. Season is over. I'm gonna raise this to the top again. Well, not all the way to the top. 0.75. So we can at least fill the majority of this up before it starts flooding the area back here. And then we need to consider turning on our lumber mills again, because we're pretty low on planks. Oh, look at that. Happiness is now at 6. And that should relatively quickly actually go up to 7 once they get past this, the tree and the lantern a little bit more frequently. All right. Industrial lumber mill is back on. So now we can start stocking up again in our 2 tiny warehouses, our industrial piles, before it continues. And we have reached a well-being of 7, which means 20% longer lives. So that is good to see. Let's have a look. Happiness of 7 plus 20%. Awesome. Next at 17. 17 is quite a while. They're also moving a lot faster and working a lot faster. Work speed plus 40%. Level 10. What could we do to reach level 10? I mean, you could unlock a rooftop and put it, as ridiculous as it usually is, in the middle of nowhere where it doesn't really make sense. Because we won't be able to get up here. Yeah, stop talking. So that could help. I think everything else we don't have the material. What is this? Screws? Yep, metalsmith. Okay, that's a new one in the version 1.0. I'm guessing we'll need that for a bunch of the buildings as we're kind of going through there. We'll see. We'll see. All right. This is coming along pretty well. Better than I expected. And when the next drought or bad tide hits, that's when we really need to make our way over to the metal. Also with the update 1.0, the scavenger flag is now immediately unlocked for the Ironteeth. So let me actually place one already over here. This will be the main part of our metal supply. And for the metal supply, well, smelter or metalsmith? I do want to build the fill valve. So the metal smelter is what we're going for. And that one needs gears to be built. So we'll also need to plan a little bit ahead in terms of building a gear workshop. Second small compact water wheel can go in there. I'll set you on a slightly lower priority. And then I'll add a path basically through here. If we then set 2 mini platforms back here, slightly lower priority as well, we should have enough space to place down our gear workshop right there. And the bad tide is approaching. Okay, will we be able to build this dam? Don't know. Just the honest answer. I honestly don't know. We might be able to just about finish that in 3 days. 2.5 days, I guess. If we do, we'll definitely be laughing. If we don't, we'll still laugh. Because, you know, life's too hard as it is anyways. Alright. What are we actually lacking? I could use a little bit more lumber. Actually, you created a good amount of planks. But I do want them to fill this up as much as possible. Once the bad tide hits, we're not actually getting any water over this way. Which means our lumber mill will be useless. And I'm really hoping that whatever we have in terms of planks will be enough to actually build all the way over here and get the metal going. Maybe it would work out. It's gonna be so close. It's not gonna work out, is it? Not that it makes any difference, but please don't get distracted, guys. I want you to finish building all of these. I could probably pause this one. Need to build 3 more. Yeah, we'll actually pause this one. Because once this is in place, I'm going to give them another 24-hour work shift. Well, and a little bit longer now, I guess. So once this is in place, they can actually build both of these levees, and they can already, they can't reach this one yet. So we also still need to finish building that one. Come on, guys, you got this. A little bit of motivational speech. They make it. They can at least reach this one then from both sides. So they don't actually need to finish this. There we go. I will raise this already, so it can start filling up. Hero, where are you? There we go. Reed. Thank you, Reed. My request has been done well so far by you. Thanks. I think I was a little bit lucky that the bad type didn't start early. But, quick pause. Forgot to do that. It will swap over. Okay, just a little bit of spillage here. We call that seasoning. Right, building lacks power. Yep, that makes sense. I will pause you. We now have also one person that is unemployed. I guess temporarily. No, actually, I'll keep you paused. Will we have enough for you to do? Not really. Right. Now with all of that in, they can now, I'm actually gonna regular prioritize the paths down here. So again, we can make our way to the ruins. They've already finished building all of that. Awesome. So we're also gonna set down a gear workshop over here. Now that needs 25 planks. That's a lot of planks. I'm gonna place you down and pause you right away. All right, how is the rest looking? We're now at 18 beavers. This guy will start to struggle pretty soon. So what we can do, place you here. If we do that, we will actually not be able to place a guy there. So let's actually work on that one instead. Because if we put you here, and this can be on the lowest priority. You guys are too fast. How's our log storage looking? Actually, really good. Let's make sure we have a bit more log storage. Place one down here. Set you to store logs. Oh, hold on. How long was there? No water. I need to pay closer attention to all of us. That will definitely swap over, won't it? It won't. Wait, why don't you... This should be the highest priority. Okay, so let's go ahead and actually put down a hauling post. Because I do want to make sure these are actually prioritized for hauling. So we get all of our baby beavers ready. I'm going to set this on normal priority with 2 of them in there. I forgot his username who suggested that just recently. Yesterday or this morning. Anyways, thank you for suggesting that. We're gonna give it a try. All right, baby beavers are on the go again. Nice. Science still doing good. Although now I don't think we have any scientists anymore. Ooh, that hurts. Oh, look at that. They're also doing a pretty good job at getting over here. Wait. And I would do an even better job if I would actually place a path in there. Okay, so we're lacking 8. And then another 8 here, so we don't have enough planks to fully finish this path. But I think that's actually okay. Water has disappeared. Time for us to let the next batch in. Tip. A little bit of waste. Yeah, I shouldn't call that a little bit of waste. That was a good amount of waste. Ooh. You have nothing to do. And for you, I get it. We really have nothing to carry around. Maybe it's time we're actually planning for a bit of food storage. Where would we put some food storage? I don't want to put it somewhere here. So let's remove that one kohlrabi. Go. Place down a medium warehouse. Set you to store kohlrabi as well. Not as well, but you know, store the kohlrabi. I'm also actually going to remove this one shrub so we can place a small berry storage in there as well. All right, 4.2 days, Well, we still have a good amount of water back here, so I think we should be fine. Now for getting bad water, what could be quite useful is if we catch this over here somehow. Just extract a little bit to begin with. Because once we do that, we can unlock dynamite and make a lot more room in here for water. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Future worries. Right. We can also put down more berry bushes over here now. And not here. I think that's it. Almost 400. Really? I mean, it's been climbing crazy. 385 is very excited. And again, thanks everyone for subscribing. It means a ton. So yeah, can't believe, yeah, all of that is happening. And all of that happened pretty fast. Because again, keep in mind, this is the 300 subscriber special stream kind of thing. which I think we hit last weekend. I think it was last weekend. YouTube is so unreal. Right. Kohlrabies are being stored now. How are we doing overall in terms of food? 74, not bad. Water still okay. We're now at almost 20 beavers, so I don't think this will last for too much longer. And over here, we could technically, there's a little corner right there. So why don't we actually put a little bit more water storage in there? Also, put a path here. And then we can clear out this section. Not that we really need it for anything right now, but, you know, it won't hurt. I hope. Right. Almost there. Just need the... Of course, you put the planks in down here first, because I guess why wouldn't you? We only need 5 more planks to get this sorted. To top up the water again. I'm very excited for the fill valve, because once that is in, I don't need to manually do this anymore. We should also consider going up a level at the same time. No, this is correct, this is correct. And you actually don't need to be built anymore. Let's go ahead and start building this further up as well, starting from the corner right there. Now when I play it like, or place it like this, I need to be really careful that they don't actually get stuck, because beaver's favorite free time activity is to get stuck behind some random logs or levees that they're supposed to be building. Because, you know, what else would you do in your free time, I guess. All right. I think this app is actually going really fast. So I'm quite happy about that. Need to remove some more paths over here. When we get a little bit closer, I'm probably just going to put a staircase up there and then start planning from this side. But in the meantime, because we also don't have any planks anymore, why not, you know, let them build whatever they can in the meantime. All right. More wasted water, but that's not a problem. The bad tide is over. What I do need to do, though, is lower this again. Kind of makes me think over here, it would probably be good to have some 1 level high floodgates, like 2 of them. Yeah, I actually need to put these in. I do. Yeah, because otherwise I won't be able to fill this 1 level higher. All right, high priority on these. Actually, let's restart our lumber mill. And what else do we have? I think it might be time for us to get a few more baby beavers on the go. So I want to keep this spot open for a medical bed. That's close to the food and not too far away from the water. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And with our 2 haulers, we should actually be okay having them a little bit further away. Right. I completely forgot that we had 2 of them running the entire time. So let me pause one of the deep water pumps. 150 logs available. Crazy. Okay, so once this is built, we can again fill these two in at the same. I didn't mean to. You know what? It will. No. That will not do. Oh boy. We're gonna delete those. And we're slowly gonna remove them, bringing up actually some more important pieces for building the floodgates and whatnot. So for now, we're gonna set this to the highest level. It's our highest priority, so somebody just needs to come and pick it up. And for the first time, we have no open positions anymore, but we do have a little bit of homelessness. Why are we actually so low on happiness? I guess they don't get enough time with the shrubs and the lanterns. It would be a good place to put it. Actually, why not here? We can definitely build another set of shrubs and lanterns. They are cheap enough. Or I should actually just place them over here, so when they sleep, I'll actually place them here. So while they sleep, they actually get the benefit from this. And it also leaves us 2 more empty slots here for potentially other decorations moving forward. So I think that's not too bad. We could also actually unlock the single rooftop piece. It is only 60 science. And place it on here. Might not be the worst idea I've ever had. Oh, I do need to unpause the gear workshop. You need to keep going, and I do want to make sure we're high prioritizing the construction of this stuff in the back here as well. Nobody has come to pick up the lonely plank. Guys doing? Okay, regardless, still doing fine. Look at that, the oak trees are actually coming in. Not that we currently need the additional logs, but yeah, you guys can keep chewing them away. All right, the next drought is coming. I'm expecting this one to be a little bit longer than the previous one. The gear workshop is also in, so put down a small warehouse right in front of the gear workshop and set you to store gears. And then this area here, 1, 2, 3, 4, will actually become our smelter, which we can actually unlock. We have, I guess for now, we can unlock it, place it. You need to be unpaused. Highest priority, please. So we start getting some of the scrap metal in. Now, all of this won't actually happen. Actually, let me pause this, because none of this will happen before the next drought comes in. So let me delete you again. Changing my mind. And overall, this is coming along pretty okay. Cool. Right, they've also put in the 2 levees here, so let me copy and paste some more. And at the same time, delete these platforms. Like I said before, the double platforms are just cheaper. So for now, we're gonna do exactly that. $220 5 logs. Awesome. Doing pretty okay. Didn't quite expect this to go so well. Probably a good thing for me to say on the live stream. Planks and gears. Please don't let them disintegrate. There we go. Yeah, we do need more beavers. How's our water looking? Okay. You actually know if this goes up or not? We don't, I think, but that looks a little bit too low for me. So let's go ahead, clear all of this out. I'm gonna add another farmhouse in. Maybe we'll also stop planting some of these trees back here. They are chopped down. They don't need to be replaced. That will give us a ton more space for farm extensions, which I think might be necessary, because those two don't seem to be coping too well. All right. This stuff is in as well, so let's keep expanding. I've already removed this levee. Not levee, platform. And we're gonna push this forward. Once we put the metal in, oh, hold on, half a day left. I will actually now, not quite. Once it hits 0.3, 0.2 actually, I'm gonna start filling this area up a bit more. Go. Raise that to the top, and we should also pause our gear workshop. And yes, I know there are some automations for that in there. Maybe this is actually a good time to have a look at this. Automation. Lever. Oh, that actually didn't fill up at all. I waited too long. 13 days? That might be a little tight. But I think we'll be okay. All right, add a farmhouse in here. Setting it a little bit back. Then adding more kohlrabi. Now I would love to move on to the cassava, but the biggest problem with that is the power. At the moment we have no way of storing power or producing it during a drought. So yeah, not great. Oh, one thing I should also absolutely build is another small storage warehouse so we can put the scrap metal in here, because this guy is probably done and just sitting around. He is actually done, but not sitting around, he's just sleeping. Okay, fair enough. This is already very low. You can already see the ground right next to this. So I soon need to open this up. Like I said before, we don't actually have a lot of the water stored in here. We'll make it. We'll make it. One water pumper is actually still doing the trick, and I think this is due to the happiness of our beavers. I think the shrubs and the lantern up here are actually doing what they need to do. Campfire is not going up as much as I thought. I mean, we could consider also not... they're still working 24-hour shifts. That explains it. If you let them work too much, they don't have enough time to actually enjoy anything. Just like real life. Okay, let's open this up. Need to be very careful. Don't want to waste any of the water. Not with such a long drought coming in. Okay, here we go. It's not a ton, but it will do the trick. And we're gonna have a trickle like this every now and then, just to keep everything growing and improving. We're also now almost full with our next log storage. So let's go ahead and put another log storage pile in. Because the more we can store up, the better. And keep working on the levee system up here. I mean, you know what might actually be easier? I just add a staircase. We do have the planks, good. How do you guys still make it there? I hope none of them get stuck. Because even more than getting stuck behind levees is getting stuck behind stairs. That also means I can destroy you now. You guys have already built this, and then we're adding the next level of levees on top here. Another thing that I really want to unlock once the smelter comes in, and that is an overhang. Because once the overhang is in, we'll have a much easier time of sealing this off back here, because this one level platform can be replaced with an overhang. If we then unlock the impermeable floor, we can completely seal this off. And at that point, we might as well remove the floodgate and this platform and replace it with another levee. So yeah, see how that goes. In the meantime, though, we can definitely add levees on the entire other side. Also gonna destroy... Oh. Just a little bit more water in. Doesn't seem too fast, so that's good, but it's not enough. Oh, 0.175. Right, now everything is back in the green. Will they actually be able to pick this up in time? Actually, what this one? I don't think they will be able to get to this one. Oh. So let's put a little bypass in, because we're going to need that anyways. At some point, it will also allow us to put more log storage just on top. And I think that area here is actually kind of a nice spot for that. Also gonna make sure that you guys get over here a little bit faster, so I can put in the valve over here whenever we unlock it. And that also reminds me, we should place down our smelter here, so you guys can already add the stuff that we need. And we have almost everything except for 2 gears. So close. All right, also up here, we obviously need a path system. Get them all around. Yeah, those 5 planks might actually decay. Didn't think this one through. What are these doing? 12 days. Don't really need to put you down yet. If I do all of these, that's 24 plus 4 is 28. So we wouldn't have enough to actually finish, yeah, more water, to finish the smelter. So I'd want you guys to place all the stuff in the smelter first. Because without the smelter, we don't need any of the other stuff, really. All right, here we go. You can bring stuff over now. Being filled up with almost everything except for the gears. Good. You're actually doing a pretty good job at getting around there. Okay. Can't complain, can't complain. You actually, yeah, you do need power. So we'll definitely be underpowered for all of this. I think that's also okay. And one thing that we could put in over here is actually a manual power wheel. Why don't we? We have the material, and this way we can produce at least some of the stuff during droughts. But not like this. Out of water again. Go. 0.4, 1.35. Good, doing good. And no more fresh water coming out. All right, I think overall we'll be okay though. So because we're kind of waiting for the smelter to be done in order to connect this up, there's no need for them to build the large power wheel. How do we have, I was just going to say, how do we have 3 open spots, but no, it wasn't 3. Short on water. So temporarily I'm going to reactivate the second water pump. Yeah, that will drain our water storage a little bit quicker, but I think it'll actually be quite necessary. In terms of logs, we're doing really good. Now now there's one missing here. I'm gonna pause this guy. No, I'm gonna pause this forester. So this way we have at least 4 of our builders in the city center, district center. Again, out of water. And out of water storage as well. All right, I'm gonna fill this up a little bit more in the hope that those two can properly fill up those 2 tanks. Let a bit more water in. Can't tell you how excited I am for that fill valve. I don't like micromanaging my stuff in games. Right, 0.95. 3.5 days left. As long as those 2 manage to fill up the water tanks, we're we're fine. We're just fine. Right, there's also a bit more space back here. Nope, in the wrong menu. Place down more kohlrabi. So let's do that. The more kohlrabi we have, the more food supply we can actually give to our beavers, and the happier they will be. I'm hoping. Well, a bit too shallow for my taste. I think we should still be okay. 0.7 days. Everything is in here except for the gears. Very nice. So as soon as the regular season comes, we can actually unlock the fill. Well, we don't have the science for it, do we? Yay, water is coming back in here. We do have 25 in storage, that's not too bad. And we're very close to being under 2 days, which is good because that means our food supply won't fully die. So I think with that we've kind of made it through the drought, but that also tells me 13 days is currently our limit. So we really need to increase that, because that's not a high limit. All right, let me add more water. Now I can actually just go ahead and open it all the way. Yeah, there won't be any particular spillage. Good. Also making their way over here, which is pretty awesome. We have now also 2 scientists working on it, and that does remind me. Let's have a look. We need 300 science for the fill valve. Otherwise, just planks and metal blocks. So that shouldn't be too hard to get. Need to make sure though that very quickly when the regular season hits, we unpause the lumber mill and the gear workshop. So the gears come in for the smelter. .3 days, 6 days. Yeah, I think those planks might make it to them. Yeah, I don't think we're making it to this one. Oh boy. Still very much enjoying playing this game on the weekends with a little bit of lo-fi music. Just hanging. All right. Drought is over, basically, and perfect timing because we're fully out of water. Drought ended. Okay, come on, water, quick. There we go. I'll wait until it basically fills this up. And then I'm gonna raise this to the typical height so we can make sure we have some water storage in there. Now, 1.75, there we go. I should probably actually not place a levee here, but turn this into a fill valve as well. Right, now we're having both of them working. However, that also means we're not getting any science. I'm gonna remove 2 of you guys. 2 scientists keeping up the work. Actually, I could just pause lumberjacks. because we're definitely okay in terms of lumber right now. I just can't forget to turn them back on. And somebody probably just died. Yep. Sorry, I just died of old age. As soon as we have that gear, or we do have the gear, we can pause this gear workshop. And then the smelter can start as soon as it's in, and it's in. Awesome. And they've already built that levee over here that I wanted to, or considered to place a fill valve in instead. The point of the fill valve is you can open it or you can keep it open, right? Which means as this fills up, I need to have an outlet somewhere. I guess actually at the moment it won't flood our settlement anymore, which is pretty good. Right, so if we place one fill valve and then save up enough science and material to build this, we need 6 for that and 5 for the fill valve. So once you hit 11, you're basically done. You also have plenty of the planks available. Oh, look at that, look at that. If you guys can quickly finish that, we'll be able to rescue those planks over here. Then I might actually pause you. Let's see. Might also be able, maybe not save those. We'll see. Overall, we're doing okay with our 2 tiny power wheels, water wheels, producing enough power for both our smelter and our lumber mill, industrial lumber mill. So that is kind of crazy. Right, can you, it's too far from the district center. That is because I haven't put that path in here. So let's do that. So we should be able to save those 2. And these few actually, maybe. Because once those 2 levees are in, we should be able to grab those planks. I will pause you now. Oh no, I don't need to pause you. I have a ton of beavers that are ready to do stuff. So let's actually resume the lumberjacks that I've paused earlier. Because I would like to get this. Oh, look at that. 13 metal blocks in here. And also now unpause the... I guess we don't need to do that right now. Okay. And we do have the science for our fill valve. So we place it here. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to put a double platform in the back here, because now I can place the fill valve just in front of it, a levee on top. If I set this to the highest priority, it will actually solve our water outlet problems. And I will raise this now because I would like to fill this up at least 1 level higher. And yeah, there will be water flooding out this side, but I'm okay with that. I don't mind. And that will provide us with plenty of water storage, I'm hoping, no matter what the next season is going to be like. Cool. Still doing well. Still haven't died. There you go. Like I said, it's flooding right now, not a problem. The fill valve is actually in already. Awesome. Let's set you to 0.45. The levee is almost in. And once both of them are in, all I need to do is lower the double floodgate in the front. And then that's it. Then we're good to go. Okay. Let's lower you. There's a little bit of water stuck behind there. We actually don't even need you anymore. So let me delete you freeing up some resources. And those resources we can definitely use. Oh, can you save it? Please pick it up. Ah, come on, guys. Somebody please go and... Oh, did I set this to high priority as well? And it actually decayed. Perfect. All right. So what is the next step that we're actually going to do? We can remove this platform as well. And we're already going to replace you with a levee. Now for the overhang, we need 550 science. That's a lot of science. As I'm thinking, maybe I guess we do have it unlocked, so why don't we place it? Or should we save up for the triple and already build the level on top? You know what? Let's do that instead. Okay, so if we're putting in a staircase here, there's a lot of micromanaging in this playthrough about this particular reservoir, water reservoir. Ah, come on, maid. Did you need to get stuck there? There we go. Okay, so this is in. Let's make sure we're adding the extra layer on top. And this time, I want a fill valve on this side. This will be temporary, but it will definitely help us have an overflow kind of over here, which will absolutely be essential. And also continue actually building this over here already. Let me actually set this also to the highest priority, because once we can fill this up, we're again in a much better situation. Then one more level on top. Yeah, you guys can also finish this one. All right. And then, like usual, we're adding the paths so they actually can reach everything that they need to reach. Slowly expanding our way through. All right, still 550 science that we need. I think what we're gonna do, temporarily at least, is, well, we do have one unemployed beaver. Put another science hut in on the highest priority, just to get that done. Because I would love, even during this drought season, to put an overhang here with impermeable floors on top, to completely seal off our water source when the bad water comes. And for that, we just need a ton more science. Still have an unemployed beaver. You know what? Here you go. Get another inventor hut. We're now slowly losing logs, which overall is fine. Not a big deal. Inventor hut is in. Good. How are we doing? Doing really good on food. Still doing okay on water. And I'm so glad I don't need to deal with this anymore. We can also now remove those stairs. And take down that path right next to this. All the way to here. I'll start replacing, I think now is a good time to start replacing our pine trees with oaks. I'm gonna not replant all of these, And then we also have a bit more space here. Add some more kohlrabi. Yes, at some point we definitely need to expand our food supply to something else than kohlrabi. Kohlrabi really good, but yeah. It's not the only thing our beavers want to eat. And you know, I understand. Okay. We're now quickly making our way to the science that we need. Actually, we need more than 550 because we also need the 200 for the impermeable floor. Do we need impermeable floor for these areas? Nope. What we can actually do is just add more levees on top, and then we're also good to go. Maybe that's actually the cheaper option, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things go. All right. Can I say again, so happy I don't have to deal with this anymore. Later on, we also can consider putting large water wheels on this side, because they need to be too high and too wide, and this is already too high. And this part here is too wide, so even if we just fill out this section, we can put probably like 2 or 3 water wheels, large water wheels here. And that should also, again, supply us with a ton more power during regular seasons. And if we add some batteries on this side, we can store some for the droughts and bad tides. Still making my way through here. Making good progress. We're also almost there with the science. Exactly what I'm hoping for. At some point we need to replace this double, maybe not even replace it, just automate it. When we look at the automation, where's the weather station? That is probably what we need to unlock in order to set this up so it closes during a bad tide and opens during a regular season. Could also actually destroy this one and get some material back. You know what? Why not? You can also remove you and get some material back. Not needed anymore. And we also now have the science to do everything that we needed to do over here. So high priority on picking up those planks. There we go. Then we're going to unlock our triple overhang. Place it here. Yes. Please go ahead and build that. And then I guess we could wait until we have 200 more science and save us some logs. As ultimately, I guess, why not? We plant this right, we should have all the material to actually finish this overhang. Yep. We even have enough material after the overhang is done, because this only needs 2 impermeable floors here. So once we unlock it, we can immediately place it. All right, let's also go ahead. We're removing this path. Add a levee over here. Hoping that they build this first, so they don't get stuck behind it. Knowing my beavers, one of them will actually run through. might still just run through. All right, levee is in. Fill up the levees on this side again and continue our path along the top here. So still plenty to do, and we still haven't run out of logs. So I'm quite happy about that. I have cut down a good amount of trees back here, and like I said, we're starting the replacement action where we remove, well, wait till the pine trees are removed, and then place down our oak trees to substitute for them. Okay, we also have one unemployed beaver. What could I have you do? I guess we could add one in here. And that's kind of remind me though, maybe it is time to unlock the builder's hut, get that going. Yeah, we'll actually do that. But I think 2 haulers for that tiny space here is plenty. Let me make sure we're high prioritizing them. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky for a little while. So what we need to do right now is open this fill valve. So that the water will actually tip over at the end here. However, this will completely empty this out. So until this fill valve is being built in, there's not much we can actually do in order to have a natural kind of top over happening here. Okay. At 170 signs for the impermeable floor, we need 200. We're almost there. I mean, I could also just unlock the triple platform. That might be okay. We might be all right. Wait, why do we have 4 open positions now? What happened? Okay, what do we actually need though? We don't need any, no, we do need metal. We need another 5. So this one needs 5 metal. And then our 2 impermeable floors here need another 2. Oh, that's what happened. You're definitely on the lowest priority. And you guys need to be on the second lowest priority now. Alright. Currently completely empty, that's fine. We're removing one of you. You did not fill in here. I guess that's also okay. And like I said before, this now completely emptied out. Which kind of just makes sense. However, the fill valve up here is almost in. We're gonna set this to unlimited. Because once that is done, this is only 1 high over here, so we need actually to wait for them to get over here. And that tells me the double platform, triple platforms are actually much more important to us right now than the impermeable floors. Because worst case, we can replace the impermeable floors with levees, and then we're also waterproof. That took a while to say. Alright, we do have 1 injured beaver. We need to help that little fella. Of course the bad tide is approaching. Not enough time for the science. So let's go ahead. Like I said, we're placing down the levees over here. We do have enough of the metal blocks, and I do need to raise this. We should be able to kind of fill it after 2 days. Oh, actually it is filling up. Well, this is still spilling over. Not quite it stopped. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Do we need more planks? We have 40 of them, which means we can build 4 of these, and we need many more. We'll actually pause this. I'd rather have them work on this side. This way we can also get to these platforms over here. And they release another 5 each, I think, right? Yep. Which means that both of them combined will be 1 triple platform. And then we do have enough planks for another triple platform over here that we don't even need in order to get 1 level higher. Right, we just need to make sure our beavers can, build all of this. So I will pause a bunch of the inventor huts though. This way we have more workers up here, and we should hopefully build this entire area a little bit quicker, especially now that they can build sort of across that corner here. Do I want them? Actually, I want them to work 20 hours today. I'm hoping they get a little bit more done here before they go to bed. All right, and then the next day, I might actually have them work 24 hours. In the meantime, let's go into well-being, unlock the medical bed, and place it the spot that I left open. We do have the science for it. This is awesome. Those levees are in as well. Good. I will actually top up the water out here. It won't actually help. Because water is still at the level that it can possibly be for over here. Well, not tipping over, that's all good. Oh, I need to destroy you. It's priority, please. Put down a triple platform. Once that triple platform is in, we can build the rest, but it won't be in time for the bad water, for the bad tide. So let me go ahead and reduce this again. 17 hours from now on. I think that's fine. You guys deserve a little bit more of a rest. Okay, blocking this off, opening up this. Quick spillage over, nothing too bad. And overall, doing good again. Yes, we're still leaking some of the water here. Nothing I can do about it. All right, platform over here is in. I will remove the next smaller platform. Then I will also just unpause on this side. Need to build 3 of them for them to get all over here. Or I build 3 over here and they can, oh no, it still needs to be 4. Never mind. However, very soon, not just very soon, in the next regular season, we'll be able to finish this up and then fill up the entire area here. Only 7.1 days? We're good, we're good. All right. What else? Right. We were in the process of replacing our oak trees. So let's go ahead Add a few more in the back here. We still have all of these to be cut down, but they are not marked to be cut down. Beginner's mistakes. It still happens, even after all those years. You know, not a big problem. All right, we have 2 unemployed beavers, so let's actually unpause our inventor huts again. I will set you guys though on the lowest priority. Higher priority now, since we have so many beavers. Doing okay still with water. We don't have a ton of storage, but these 2 small water tanks should actually be enough for us, to be honest. That's in the meantime, one thing that we will need to look into is power. What do we need for a steam engine? Because we do have the log, so we could burn... Ooh, it needs water. I usually don't build steam engines. I always try to go with the power wheels. They seem to be just performing a little bit better in my opinion. Right, so... But we do need some metal pieces from the metal smith. So why don't we actually place you down? We don't have the planks yet though. So instead, let's make a connection here, a temporary one. So we can keep producing some planks during the bad tide that we're currently in. That will also actually help us finish up the entire area back here. Okay, a few more. Where are they? Kohlrabi. All right, doing okay. Doing okay. Again, a little bit challenging staying up here, but overall, that's why it's called a challenge. All right, getting a good amount of science in. We do have 300 science now. So the efficient mine is obviously far, far away. What we should probably be looking at is bad tides at the moment are times when we're actually losing out on power. So how could we harness some power without leaving from bad tides, without leaving this area up here? Now you do have a bit of overflow there. So we could probably do something with that. Well, the question is what? Oh, actually. I guess if we were to put, just theoretically speaking, a large water wheel up here, it would need to be, or it would go 2 levels down, which means we would need to put some levees on, basically on this height. But it also needs to be too wide, and that entire thing is only too wide. So in order to make that a kind of like proper path, we need to have an overhang of some sort this direction. There must be a way somehow. I just can't figure it out. Anyways. Alright, the power, manual power thing is in. We don't need 4 of you in here. 1 will be enough to actually power an industrial lumber mill. Let this sink in. 1 beaver running around in circles powers an industrial lumber mill. I don't know if I'd be able to do that. And again, I'm not a beaver, so I guess, you know, there's that. All right. We could also start planning the large power wheels here. That might, will that actually help us? Because we'll still be in the exact same situation during a regular season. During a bad season. I mean, alternatively, we could turn this into a small power wheel situation. Okay, I don't think that's an option. So how do we actually, what if we try to raise the bad water level? Can't get it too close. I'd love it for it to actually flow along here, because then it's close to our industry area and far enough away from our trees, very close to our farmland. But that is kind of a whole different level of problem. So if we wanted to build this up, what is actually underneath here? Okay, a regular water source. But I think I would want something that's more geared towards bad water. Oh, if we dam all of this up, let's actually see. If we're going to this height, that is just one level below our farm. So we could actually put a dam in here, clog this up over here, same back here. Need to close this off here. Close this off here, at least partially. And then we could have the bad water run through a channel here. Ooh, that seems rough. That seems like we would need a lot of logs. In the meantime, they're actually done with this over there. Right. While I'm planning this, let's go ahead and have them build another level on top. Can never have enough regular water, so let's do that. And we already have the blueprint for all of this. I'm gonna put a levee up there. Nice priority over here. The path. Not a levee. A staircase. There we go. And then adding more levees all around. Go immediately 2 levels up. So we will be able to just build 1 more level up without a problem. Let's make sure they also seal all of that off, so no beaver gets stuck. Oh, it is regular season though, which means I can raise this again, lower this. And with all of that set up, we can now turn you off. No, we'll leave you at 0.4 and you are always on. All right. Is the water coming in? I need to turn the water back on. Yeah, it is filling up. Awesome. Okay, 1 more staircase up here. And then we're already going to go around with all of these. Let me go ahead and already put in the double platforms on top. So we have the connection for our beavers to walk along. Yeah, not down here. And the levees for the rest. definitely see the appeal in regular YouTube videos for skipping these steps, because they're not the greatest form of entertainment. Right, we're also adding the pops up here, so they can just do whatever they want, and I don't need to think about it. Yeah, I'm a big fan of micromanaging, so having them just do stuff, pretty good. Hey, Syrup Mapper, welcome back. We're still alive, still doing okay. We've also now massively increased our water storage up here, and they're still building this up. I was just talking about that, also per your request, we should be looking into building a mega dam, and that's kind of what will be planning out right here. So I'm thinking we're sealing off this area right here. The overall idea is to get the bad water a little bit closer to our settlement, so we can also utilize it for power. And obviously harvesting more bad water. This is kind of too tall. Is it though? It is. We don't need to go this high. All right. So this is the level where we need to get at, which means we're up here, meaning we need to put the levees in the back there. Let's keep going around. All of that is good. We're definitely going to utilize this area as well. All of that is okay. We need to seal this part off though. Hold on, how high do I need to be? Oh, only here. Oh, so you're already sealed off. Awesome. And that tells me this is not tall enough. Ah, boy. All right, we need to go to this level. There's a reason why I'm basically just going straight, because it will be a lot easier for them to build this than going through corners and stuff like that. We'll need to go down here and remove all those trees. I guess it's not that many. And 2 levels up over here. That is so much stuff that we need to build. Right. If a drought hits, I'm not even worried. Once you reach a certain level in Timberborn, this kind of stuff is just like, okay, cool. I do like the way it looks. Let's actually have a quick look around. Very different from where we started. And once this is in as well, I think we're almost there where we can handle 30-day droughts. Maybe, at least. Just maybe. All right. Back to the actual planning of this mega dam. Did I plan it? Okay, so there's some natural dams in here, and I think we're completely ignoring them because they won't help us. I can't believe you're making me build a mega dam. Okay, up here, yep, this needs to be in there as well. And we're just gonna seal it off on this side. Okay. Maybe we'll close it off here. Not like that. Because they should actually be also able to get there relatively easily. If I put it all the way here, they will also reach that level. I don't remember when the last time was that I built a mega project like that. Here. And then... oh, that is actually tall enough already. Okay, good. What we can actually do instead... I definitely need to seal off the bad water from our colony. So that would kind of need to go in. Okay, and that is technically one too high. Yeah, that tracks. That's okay though. On this side it needs to be one higher. So we can easily put in our large water wheels. All right, everything still okay? So nothing to worry about. That's those two. I don't actually need to go that far back though. Okay. If we put a dam over here, it would collect everything in this corner, which is this bad water source, as well as these water sources right there. I'm actually a bit worried that this is not enough bad water supply over here. Should have checked all of this out before I fully planned on doing this. So we only have one bad water source here. We have a couple of water sources back here. So during a drought, they will be gone. During a bad tide, we still have at least this supply here. That's a ton of area for something that's probably not gonna get us there. Like, for example, during a drought, there might be so much water evaporation going on that during a regular season or a bad water season, those few sources can't actually fill it up. What if we go over here? Was there? There's nothing under there, okay. Here we would have at least two bad water sources. And we could redirect, actually this makes a ton more sense. All right, sorry about that. For everyone who just watched me for 10 minutes placing levees. We're gonna remove them all. Maybe not all, maybe just until here. Because we won't be able to reach all the others anyways. All right, so let's do the same thinking over here. If we want to get to this area, what we could do is block this off. Have the bad water then through these natural dams, go over this way, and come out over here, which is the same height as our settlement. That tells me if I place... Oh, we could also utilize this mine. Oh, I think this makes a ton more sense. So if we're adding levees through here, and yeah, I know it's all chopped up, but it's fine. Can't quite go like that. If we're building the levee system over here. Then continue. That would be technically one too low over there. These mega projects are really exhausting. Okay, so we need to go just one higher. Tells me also these few don't need to go in here. Got it. And I'll clean that up in a second. If we're doing this, once all of this is built, all the bad water will come out over here. We can then bridge over this way and have it kind of run down the side over here. Once we unlock the bad water seals, what are they called again? Underwater, the bad water discharges, we would have continuous power supply over in this direction. I think we can do that. I think that makes sense. Unless I'm missing something, which, you know, not unheard of. All right. So if we utilize a bit more of the terrain, just like that. And continue on this side. Yeah, I'll clean that up as well. All we need to do is create a viaduct over here, and then we're close to our colony. All right. I think that's what the plan. That will be the plan. So let's go ahead for now and make sure we can actually get over there. Because I want to head down this way to remove all of the birch trees, so we have a bit of space to play around with here. Now it would probably be good to get some dynamite unlocked as well, so we get it closer to our settlement. Which kind of also makes me think we should probably utilize this space a little bit better. Should we though? You're not supposed to be a levee. I don't know if we're gonna build you further up after this. So we're gonna make sure you are another fill valve. All right. So back to the actual planning. Like I said, we need to go down here. And because we do have we are really short on logs. Wow. Yeah. That's probably because I started replacing the pine trees with oak trees. That's fine. Okay, staircase is coming in. If we are going down here, is that the smartest choice? So staircase, staircase up here. Right, more levees. And with that, once all the staircases are set up, we're down on the ground. Now, Canadian syrup maker. Can I place a lumberjack down here to clear this out, or should I just destroy it? Is that part of the challenge then forfeit, or I don't want to lose it now. Sorry, did I call you Canadian syrup maker? Mapper. In the meantime, I'm still gonna plan a little bit around here. And demolish? Okay, so no lumberjacks. In that case, let's go ahead and demolish all of these. We do need to plan a little bit of how to properly get over here from there. So let's look at our path structures. I think the overhangs would make the most sense. We do need a ton of science for that, though. Maybe it would also then be time for us to... we don't have enough trees for that. I was just thinking if we're unlocking the... if we're unlocking the science, where is it? The number cruncher here. We do need power, we do need a lot of power. So the only way to run this consistently would be through the engine, which produces a little bit less than optimal for the science. But for that we need a ton more trees. A ton more logs. Right, for now, while I'm still figuring this out, let's utilize some of our unemployed beavers and actually give them something to do. We also actually need to give them more houses. 15 of them are homeless. So let's work on that. And I think I'm going to unlock the large row houses and place 2 of them right there. Each of them can sleep 8. Okay, let's do 3 of them just to be on the safe side. And connect that in here. Would also be nice to create a pathway up to this area so we can put down some rooftop terraces. How would we do that best? If I'm going to do that, put a double platform here, another single one here. I guess I could actually use this as a stepping... No, I can't. Because we need another singular platform right here. Is that even possible from this side? Oh, what I can do though, if I delete you, place you over here. Oh, that won't work either. That is what I was thinking, but that won't quite work out. So I would need to place a staircase here. Oh, actually perfect. Lumberjack, just one further back. Put a path in here, a single platform there. Connect all of this with paths. Try and get underground farms using tunnels and dynamite when you get... Oh, I see. Ah. Like, when you say underground farms, for farming bad water or for actual farming trees? Right. First, also need to finish this mentally, so I'm a bit of a better situation. We're going to put a rooftop terrace up here, and because we do have the science, we're also just going to put a little roof over this way for food. Yeah, actually, if I move all of these underground, I could also build a ton more trees. That is absolutely true. And I could even connect them to our reservoir here. All right, so we do need dynamite. So let's go ahead and plan through this over here after all. Yeah, thank you. Much appreciated. All right, so if we add these in here, it's not a ton of bad water storage, if I can call it storage at all, but not too bad, to be honest. If I put a dam over here, now we do have a little bit, actually, let's not put a, no, a dam is fine, a dam is fine. Oh, I'm making this way more complicated than it needs to be. Although I do want it kind of to stay away from our living area. So at some point I might even remove that floodgate. Then it will actually fill this up. I need to wait until regular water comes out of here. And then I can use this to pump some bad water. Okay. And it'll take a while to build all of this. No, I'm overcomplicating things. Definitely overcomplicating things. All right, instead. There's only 2 spaces left here. What if I build a bad water storage on top of this industrial stockpile? This is a bit crazy. I kind of like the idea. All right, so if we're going in here, turn all of this. Actually, I can't even make this a little bit bigger. Thinking is hard sometimes. Yeah, I said that. Right. I do want to keep the potential of a path out here just in case we need it. Right. So if I add it here, I'll actually need to add a little bit of area there. Put down a single platform here. I'm gonna unlock the impermeable floors, place them on top of this. How much? We have 8 middle blocks left. We need 9 for this. Sure, why not? Then temporarily I'm going to remove this so our beavers can actually get there. And then I'm building the storage up here. Do I need this corner piece? I did not. Right, if we continue with the levees this way. It's not supposed to be here. There we go. And we're actually having 2 dam pieces here. I'm a bit nervous that one might not be enough. During a bad tide, we'll actually be able to store all the bad water over here. And I think I will be able to remove this levee when we get to it. Yeah. But during a regular season, I'd kind of need to replace... Do I need to replace all of this? Probably not. If I keep my eye on the area in here, if it's water or bad water, I can then seal this off and then not flush out the bad water from this bad water storage area. Okay, I think I'm starting to like the idea. Alright, planks are still going up. Actually, I'm gonna pause you temporarily. I'd rather have some metal blocks. I know you're not... Oh, we actually have 3 unemployed beavers. Got too distracted, I guess. Alright, this way we'll get at least some bad water. It won't solve our power problems. However, we'll be able to get some dynamite and then start going underground to build some underground farms. You're the best when it comes to stream this. Thank you. I very much appreciate that. All right. All of this is actually already in, which means we can add our levees up here. As it stands right now, we won't be able to get to all of them, but that is an easy fix. If I add, yeah, we have more planks than logs. Playing COD Zombie right now. Call of Duty. Zombies. I've never played it. Any good? Should go and check it out. I mean, the channel definitely not suitable for that, but I do play other stuff whenever I can. Okay, so once we unlock the dynamite, we'll actually also turn all of this into a green farming land. If we utilize our tunnels, where are they? They're right here. Just click them away, excellent. We utilize our tunnels, that's 2000 science, dynamite, extract, and planks. We can replace this path, for example, or even just this path back here with tunnels and irrigate the entire area here. And I think that'll be quite necessary, especially for more building projects. Okay, so how are things going for them over here? I think I do want them still to finish the overall dam before we do all the other stuff. Should let you get to that area from both sides. Not that this is probably the limiting factor, and more like the amount of logs that we have. Kind of makes me also think it could be good. What if we remove you from here and set you up there? We could create a little more space for planting trees You know what? Let's do that. You paused anyways. So if we're setting you up here, you still cover some of this, so you're sharing part of the load. Maybe second channel for FPS games. Like the idea. I don't know if I have the capacity for that, unfortunately. Teased. Maybe at some point. If I ever get like an editor or something to help me with this, absolutely. All right. We can also now unpause some stuff over here. We need more planks, so definitely the lumber mill goes back in. You have nowhere to store your stuff. So I think I'm gonna give you 2 small storage areas for metal blocks. And yep, I'm gonna start prioritizing everything again, because yeah, that's the kind of game this is. And this is coming along really nicely. Oh, look, they also made their way down here and are slowly chopping away at the birch trees. Very slowly, apparently. Right. So what is on next? And we have a ton of building projects going on, and we really just need more logs. So you are on highest priority. I guess too much is still on highest priority, so let me lower prioritize some stuff. I think we can wait a little bit on you guys. I can still definitely wait on all of this. I also will need at some point, actually, and let me just place this down already. Triple platforms in here. Enough space in there basically to put down a bad water pump. So if we do that, single level here, and then we have enough space for the bad water pump whenever we fill this up with bad water. All right, Forester is in here. Very good. And combined, they should manage to do all of this. We also have placed another lumberjack back here, and I might actually just pause this lumberjack flag instead. Do actually have enough trees to be cut down. Did I not? No, they're all marked to be cut down. Okay, so in that case, we'll leave another lumberjack on. Because again, we just need a ton of the logs. But they're almost done with this entire dam piece. Very excited, because then I can turn you off. And the way you turn these off is just set it all the way to 0. Do that already. You don't need to be at unlimited. I want to set you to, I guess actually 0.9. 0.9, yeah, 0.9 is fine. Right, I'd also like to store a bit more water in here while we're at it, before I forget. So easy way to do this, I'm just gonna place down some, yeah, not the double ones here, some platforms over here. Then a single platform on top. And then I'm gonna utilize the regular floodgates, and we can set this up to be at a height of 0.9, which I think should overall be fine. Look at that. Perfect. Still want to keep an eye on this overall, just in case there's not enough water stored in here. But I think overall it's starting to look pretty decent. Also, that it's overflowing tells me there's still a bit more capacity of actually keeping more water stored in here. But, you know, that is definitely something that we'll revisit when it's time. Also, overall, what I've recently really liked doing is turning the top of these reservoirs into areas to plant more trees. So might consider doing that at some point. All right, well-being is now up to level 8. The rooftop terrace is in. I'm guessing they're getting a little bit of benefit from that single roof. What else can we actually do to make our beavers happier? Because at level 10, they're gonna double their buff for work speed. Yeah, at level 10. All right. I mean, a beaver bust. Oh, we do need some metal pieces for that. A beaver statue. Or, oh, we can definitely build you. We place you here. You will cover a good amount of the housing areas. So we'll place you down here. And then we do have an easier access to the metal blocks. So we're going to add a beaver statue in this corner. Yeah, I just spend a ton of science on this, but I do think it will be worth it if the work efficiency is increased by 40%. All right, bad water storage is also coming along really well. Very proud of my beavers. And once that is completely done, I guess I could already unlock the bad water pump, deep water pump. I'm gonna place that up here. And that should give us ultimately enough bad water for at least our explosives. Oh, look at that. Happiness just skyrocketed. Oh, the beaver statue gives +2. Perfect. What's the next level? So you're at 15, that's a bit away. 12 for movement speed. That's just one extra bonus. 17 for longer life. What else do we have in well-being? Ooh, a butt scratcher. Oh, we're definitely gonna do those. Okay, place one here. Definitely enough space for that here. Then I completely forgot we had a science hut up here. Oh well. Is one butt scratcher enough? I don't think so. Let's make a bit extra space here. Not that we are already so tight that we need to really deal with that right now, but I'm thinking, why not? Why not? Under well-being, butt scratcher here. Right in front of all of your friends when they're out at the pub having a pint. We need hours to get monetized. I'll help as much as possible. Thanks, I very much appreciate that. For this channel, I'm actually good. I'm actually good with hours. I really just need more subscribers, but kind of working on that. And again, let's actually have a quick look. 388, very close to the 400, which for me always means very close to another live stream. All right, let's also set the butt scratchers actually on high priority. Yeah, look at them, just chilling. All right, overall, I think our beavers are still happier than ever. Awesome. Drought started, 18 days. That'll be a good check for us. No, I'll leave you at the 0.9. We'll lose a little bit of water in the beginning, but I think overall that's okay. I don't want to micromanage that, and it's already dying off, so that's pretty good. All right. Still makes me kind of think maybe we need another level or two. Probably overthinking this though. And you think that this little area back here was the initial water pathway? I wish there was a way of estimating how many days of water is in something built like that. You know how they have the, where is it? The water measurement thing that I never built because I never optimize it like that. Wait, where is it? Oh, is it not in the game? Disconnect path on demand. Do need to play around with the automation a little bit. But yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. They're worried that somebody will lock themselves in. Okay, nobody got locked in. Surprised, but you know, a good surprise. All right, you guys have nothing to do. That makes sense because you have no power. Do we need more metal blocks? Not right now, so I'm going to pause the smelter. We're going to keep our industrial lumber mill going, as this will help us also finish building everything up here. Now there's at least this double platform that still needs to be wrapped up. The problem is actually up here. If I want to put another level on top, we currently don't have a good way of... Oh, we actually do. If I go ahead and these on top, we can turn this into a permanent path that remains here, and then we can build further up from this side. Yeah, I like that. Right. Still have a ton of empty beds. A few just died and others screw up. Fair enough. You're still set to the right amount. And you are turned off, right? Yeah. There we go. Target height of 0. Yeah. And we currently have 3 of you in there. We don't need 3 of you. 1 is enough for the industrial lumber mill. Freeing up a little bit more space so we can get some more science. That's good to see, because our dynamite will actually cost us a ton of science. We need 600 to unlock the dynamite and 400 for the explosive factories, plus all the power. Now that brings us back to the power problem, which actually brings us over here. So we can utilize this entire area relatively quickly. Turn it into a station for creating our explosives. So if I remove you, all of you will need to be filled up with levies. We could also do actually long-term planning. If we're unlocking the dirt excavator, which also needs power. Of course it does. Place you, for example, here, or anywhere for a matter of fact, and start digging out dirt. Because then we can utilize the dirt instead of the levees to build a ton of this infrastructure. Like even building up the dam further, that could just be all soil. minus the occasional fill valve, obviously. So we would need 3,000 science in total. Ooh, that's a tall order. Yeah, I think that will be further down the line. Again, the biggest bottleneck that we have, I mean, we're keeping balance overall with the food. It's not great, but we're keeping balance. Same with the water. So the biggest bottleneck that we have is literally the logs. First logs and then power. Again, brings me kind of over this way. Because once we unlock the bad water sources, and we might have not quite the science, but we can work towards it, we could have continuous power throughout the year, so to speak. And I do think over this way is probably the best place to try to plan for that. So instead of having our... Actually, remove these for now. So instead of having our large water wheels on this side, we could put them on this side. You know what? Let's go for it. Right. When it comes to building like proper bridges over here, that's a bit more tricky. So these would need to go in here. That's just non-negotiable. And this could go one... No, just like that, actually. So if we were to unlock these, have them overhang like this. We actually need to have them overhang in the opposite direction, because otherwise we won't be able to build all of this. All right. For now, let's remove the edges here and properly start from this side. So we don't actually need to remove the birch trees in the corner here. Instead, we're going to remove some of the paths. And we can utilize this area over here as another like block of how far down ideally it would be. So that kind of makes me want to unlock the dirt again. That will be okay. So we do want to utilize our levees as much as possible though. That also means, not levees, our platforms as much as possible. If we're building this up here, this is what it would actually look like. Overall, not too bad. If we're building it up like that, and then where do we want to end up? Over here. I think we might just head out this way. All of this side also needs the platforms. All right, if we're building it like that, it's still insane. Stop selecting multiple rows. Here we go. All right. Now, in order to build it up down here, we will need... Come on. Won't let me click. I really need to buy a new mouse. That looks good overall. Level platform in here, on top there, all over here as well. Continue it like that. Right. Then we can continue on this side over here until we reach this one. And we're kind of close. And I can actually make that happen if I move all of this one over. Is it just one? So let's see. This would be a single platform over here. So if I place you here, you need to be 4 wide. All right, I think that is going pretty well. Again, a lot of projects going on at the same time. With our bad water catch, which hopefully is actually done. Very nice. We still have 7 days left. Still plenty of water in here, so good with that as well. Right, and with that, we're fully connected up here. You would need to be a double. You need to be a single. And we fill all of that up with our platforms. That is a lot of planks that we're gonna need. Should we do planks? Yeah, I think it actually makes the most sense. Because we should be able to produce them relatively quickly at least. Okay, and that brings us all the way over here. We have the levees, whole base layer, so nothing will flow out. Maybe I should actually wait with the levees until we get over there. We can sort out this side over here completely and then deal with the rest. All right, we're also a much better situation in terms of logs now. So if I want to make this go a lot faster, what we really need is more planks. So that means another industrial lumber mill. I always kept this back here open for a potential additional water pump. And I do want to keep this open for that, just to be on the safe side. Oh, I could do. This is enough space for another water pump right there. And if we add platforms like this, there's enough space for a lumber mill right here. Hold on, that's not true. The water pump has the exit here. Like over here. Which means, yeah, it needs to be one level more. All right. So if we're doing that, I want to put one connecting piece of power in here, and then we can plan to have the industrial lumber mill right there. Add the path in, free up this little bit of space. Go. And set you to plant more casabas. The Butt scratchers didn't, it kind of gets it to level 12, not quite. The big problem is not enough roof coverage. Yep, there we go. As soon as I say it, we're at the happiness level where we need to be. Okay, what are you guys doing already? You're building the levees. I will actually remove the levees again. Because again, first let's get over here to the other side. Then we can deal with the rest. I'll also remove some of the stairs here. Need you to have this picked up first before I can remove the next one. And then we have a path that allows us to walk along, will become our viaduct. Right, we can also remove those stairs already and replace you with a levee. We're adding in the paths along here all the way to the other side. All right. And keep in mind, once we have this built up, we can utilize this connection to the underground ruins to actually extract more scrap metal moving forward. New well-being high score of 13. Well, I was aiming for 12. I'll take 13. Okay. And you could actually store a bit more water in here. Let's do that. As you guys are on 0.9, which means I can set you to 0.8 without any problems. And that should... Why are you overflowing? All right. Probably too much water pressure. Look at that, and they're now building all of this. How is... I do want them actually to first finish our industrial lumber mill, because that will also speed up at the rate at which we can build this project. Okay. Still doing overall plenty of logs. Makes me kind of think could also temporarily replace the gear workshop. Find a better spot later. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Another industrial lumber mill right here. First let them pick all of this up. So it doesn't, I guess they will reach it anyways. Right, and then we need to add more beavers in here. Now we have 8 unemployed beavers, which completely demolishes our science income. And we only have 1 beaver back here. So maybe it is worthwhile putting down another breeding pod. Do we have the capacity for more baby beavers? I think so. Now it's still in process. I completely forgot what season we were in. Alright, let's add 1 more baby beaver breeding station. And then we just need to keep a close eye on the food, just making sure that we have enough. Because we might not. Also, I guess we're not too short in terms of berries. But all of them have been picked clean. So I'm going to add another row of berries. And all of the stuff I built up here, completely useless, because I forgot to mark it to be cut down. right. Also, instead of building higher, we could actually go lower. If we're unlocking the bad water pump, which costs us 250 science. And of course, we need some gears, and I just destroyed the gear workshop. I mean, I could put it back in here. Remove those power shafts, put two mini platforms in here, and then put the gear workshop on top. We're actually doing that. I think that is the smarter move forward. I'm hoping. And as soon as our reservoir has been filled and tips over, we can also pause these and free up some of our beavers to get a bit more workforce in, and then we don't need that connection anyways. Right, it is topping over. I'm going to pause you guys now. Go in here, like I said, and delete those two power shafts. All of this is on highest priority. That is good. Don't quite know if they actually produce enough power. Well, not yet. Whoa. Oh, I see, I see. You should actually just be open. It's going. All of this is disappearing ever so slowly. Go. They just needed a wash. Yeah, that's all there was to it. Right. And like I said, we're putting in our gear workshop right now. Also higher priority than building all of this. They're making actually really good progress. Still doing okay food-wise. Plenty of logs for now. Still a bit worried about the food though. Now, what we could do, considering we now have kind of sorted our water supply, is look into the hydroponic gardens. However, they need fermenters to do anything with it. A food factory could be good. You just need power. But we could turn one corn and 1/10 of a log into corn rations. Very appealing. Do we have the power for that though? No, we do not. The gear workshop, actually I do want you to produce 10 of these. Maybe I'll temporarily pause this lumber mill back here. Because then we have enough to actually place down our bad water pump. We still need the metal parts though. Makes me think we should actually move this. All right, let's move all of this kind of. Let's just build over here so we have a bit more building space. There we go. And add our manual power wheel. Just add it over here. Not the worst idea, not the greatest idea. What if we place you there? You know what, why not? So we can still put a path in through here. Then we can also finally place down our metal metalsmith. Yep, 150 science, absolutely. Put both of you up on the highest priority. We don't need this platform in the back. I'm happily removing it. And you are... all the gears go. We apparently have enough gears, so we'll pause the lumber mill, the gear workshop. We just definitely need to make sure that this is being put in. So I'll actually lower prioritize this one. All right. Yeah, coming along well. Still a bit crazy to make our way all the way over here, but, you know, why not? Why not? Did I ever put down... Yeah, I did put the levees down over here. So for the trees down here, we need to cut them down during a drought. So let me pause this one. Just temporarily. Our bad water system back here. Oh, you filled up with water. I should actually test this instead of just believing that I did the right thing. So let's close this up. Why is there no additional water coming out? Slow this down. And then... Oh, I see, I see. This just flooded because everything flooded. So if we open this now, we should see how this works. Perfect. Even with all the chaos that's currently happening in there, it's working just fine. So instead, we're going to open you again. You again. Well, next day, 1.2 days. All right, this is in. Don't need you to run right now. Let's unpause the lumber mill here. And with all of this going on, I will need to properly pause at the end, just before the bad tide approaches or arrives, so I can make sure that everything is set into place. And then we should have some bad water storage in here, which kind of also makes me think it would be time to place down our bad water pump. You know, that's kind of the whole reason why we're doing this. I guess we currently are, you guys are producing metal parts. We need 10 of them, please. Let me temporarily pause this because we don't have a lot of power. Wait a little bit longer. And I'm not gonna risk it. It's now down to 0. Let's close you up. And let's open you up. And go. A little bit rough. There's a good amount currently of regular water storage here, but it is slowly flushing out. Good. Good, good, good. Now I need to turn on the power wheel. Do you even need power? Oh, you don't even need power. Why did I place you back here? Wait. All right, and closing you temporarily because you don't need to waste your water. Good. 12-day drought, no drought, bad tide. We're definitely okay. I mean, long term, we could consider like feeding this one into over here as well. But yeah, for now, we don't need to. All right, we do have 4 of them in here, so I'm going to add 2 more into our industrial lumber mill. And we have only 1 builder left. I love this game. All right, I think we should then consider putting a little bit of effort into plank storage. The easiest place to actually add one is over here. Try to get a bad water pump. Yes, we're still waiting on the metal parts. Oh, we do have the metal parts. So let's go ahead, place you down, 250 science, logs, gears. We need to unpause the gear workshop. Oh, we have 12 gears, I take it back. And we have all the metal parts that we could possibly need. Awesome. Kind of makes me think, because we're also a little bit low on workforce, adding the engine in, now that we have the metalsmith, might not be the worst idea. Also, now that I think about it, with the bad water pump coming in, we also need space for some bad water storage. Should also set you on the highest priority. Please go ahead, guys. And you know what we're gonna do over here? We're gonna expand this a little bit. Then later on, I cannot remove these because there is the warehouse just underneath. Can't ever see it again. You know what? Let's check it out. Yep, this warehouse. Hey, I want to walk here. Can't walk through here. But you guys get the point. All right. So once all of these are in, I can remove the paths there. Do that already. And what we can then also finally unlock, which might not be the worst idea, is a medium storage tank. 120 science, absolutely. Why are you not working? Your planks are full. Oh, look at that. We do have a bad water pump in here. Now let me still prioritize this one. Pause the industrial mill here, unpause the gear workshop. So by the time they're ready to build the medium tank, I'm hoping we have the 20 gears that we need. And then I set you to store that water. I don't want to give them coffee. But that's probably just the academic in me talking. All right, 5 unstaffed buildings. That's not too bad. That means we still have 1 scientist working and all the other scientists are just not. They're taking a break. Sabbatical, I guess. All right. Power. Okay, you guys were just lazy. The tracks. Could also, so you are producing 345. Now we could replace you with 1 engine. That also fits perfectly in this corner. Do have the logs for it. That would free up 4 more beavers, because now we're already 9 short again. Crazy. You have nothing to do because we haven't built the medium tank yet. 11 gears though, so halfway there. And all the lumber mills are full. So let me actually pause you for a second, because that also means your storage is full. Yep, it is. You're on the highest priority. Only shows 5 gears. Let's see how many they're already bringing over. Plank storage went down massively, so I'll unpause one of the one of the lumber mills. I guess they already, yeah, they're still dumping stuff down here. Time to stretch. Just checking the clock. It's almost been 4 hours. I might actually end that stream in like 10 minutes or so. Oh, look at that. 2 more gears. Come on, guys. You can also pause the gear workshop again. Do we have 2 gears now? Somebody's bringing something over there. Yep. Okay, gear workshop is paused. Also resume all the lumber mills again. Then I'm making sure, setting you on the highest priority, and also have a path that directly connects you in, so we can finally store a better amount of of planks. Should also consider, now we just built these. I want to make sure that we have the capacity to actually move further up. So in order to have more storage up here, I need a staircase here, double platform here, and then I can actually just continue like that. And that tells me I need more along there. Right, put in a staircase, path, and then you're definitely staying in here, setting you to store the planks, and then I'm gonna copy you, duplicate, yeah, either way. All right, we're all doing good. Bad water is coming in, 90 in storage already. And this guy can just keep working for a little while longer. We're pretty short on workers though. So let me actually pause on our lumber mill again. Food's still doing okay. Water is a little bit of an issue. So we'll definitely need to set up another pump. But that might actually just be them drinking this water. Well, we're actually producing enough during the day. So drinking it at the end of the day while we're actually producing enough during the day. Okay, need to finish my sentences. Also gonna make sure there's another 2 berry bushes over here. Can't believe we're still on kohlrabi. I'm usually much further ahead at this point. Right. Also put in the next storage facility over here. good. And yeah, slowly coming along. Yeah, just needed a sip of water. The one thing about streaming is you're actually talking for like hours at a time, and usually never pause. All right, we have 2 injured beavers, which tells me it is time for another medical bed. Keep that row kind of going as a general supply row. You know, want to pick up a baby beaver, go here. Want to rest on the medical bed, go here. Want to get your butt scratched? Yeah. All right. And most importantly, right, we built all of this and it's not affecting our trees over here. There's a little bit of spillage of the badwater area right there, but our lumber section there is just fine. Good. Can also set you back on, yeah, not that much. Actually, it doesn't really matter. Leave you on unlimited. And then, what did I want to do? Oh, we talked about replacing this with the engine to free up some more beavers. If we want to do that, we need more metal parts. So let's get them on the go, because the engine needs 40 metal parts. So we actually also need some metal part storage. We technically could place here, but I actually need this corner for power, the power connection. So I'd assume metal parts go into the regular warehouse. They do. Go. Get your own tiny warehouse for metal parts. Do actually the monuments need metal parts now? This one does. Flame of Unity, 100. That's not too bad. All right, Badwater, we're all doing good. I also need to think about putting down the centrifuge. Of course, it needs more power, but that's to be expected. High chance of injury. I don't like to see that, but there's not much we can do about it. Actually set you on highest priority, so when you're done, which is soon, you can immediately put stuff over there. So if we want to put out tunnels here, which would definitely help us with food, need the centrifuge. Dynamite. Extract. And planks. I mean, alternatively, we could just blow up this path and add it in manually. Oh, quick pause. The bad tide has ended, which means I want to close you up. The levee, here we go, floodgate. Close it up. Open you up, and just to be on the safe side, go down here and check that it's all blue, and it is all blue. Good. That allows us to have a bit more bad water in here, although we barely have any storage anymore, or any available storage. So let me now, you can, pump the last 2. There we go, you're freed up. Metal parts are coming in here. You have enough to store in there, so once both of them are full, we can actually turn you into an engine. And I will already pause you because it is tipping over now, which means we will have normal power supply and don't need to use our beavers for that. And that frees up a ton of workers. Awesome. All right, cool. Still a bit of flooding to be expected. It always happens in the beginning. Beaver's injured. Poor fella. But we do have medical beds now, plenty of them at that. So you should be fine. Very quickly get back to normal. I will destroy this platform now. And we're gonna prioritize the building of all of these so we can actually put the centrifuge in. Because I think we just need to get this going so we can reclaim that area back here. Still, overall, we're doing fine. Still only on that top area, except for our viaduct to get some more bad water over here. And then ultimately bring us also to the underground ruins. Initially I thought we'd make our way over here, but 2 birds, 1 stone, right? Makes a ton more sense. All right. And you know what? I think I am gonna end the stream right here. So while our beavers are still walking around, let's have another look around. This is what we've made out of that top plateau. And I think overall it turned out really nicely. Ton of water storage. We probably need to improve this still a little bit more. Because 18 days were fine, 30 might be a bit of a stretch. But, you know, future worries. For now, I think we've come a long way. Don't quite know when to fit this in for like the next series. Maybe this becomes just a regular streaming event to get through this, because having a few hours to work on this and, you know, talk with people about this seems to be making a ton more sense. All right, yeah. With that, I want to thank everyone again for 300 subscribers. That is what this stream was about, and we're very close to the 400. I'm very excited, very grateful, and thank you all for watching my videos. I hope to keep this up, and yeah, glad to have your support. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.